Hi, this is Pastor Janet. I just want to come on today and make this little video about the death of Shaquilla Robinson and what happened to her in Cabo, Mexico. It's so disturbing. I don't usually get on and say anything about what's happening on the news or anything like that, but this just really, really bothered me. So I want you guys to think about your friends. Who are your real friends? Do you really know them? Now, this girl obviously thought she knew her friends. She went on a vacation with them. She took $17,000 with her, and she thought these people had her back. Let me tell you, just because you're young and you make a lot of money and you're doing good, don't think everybody's happy for you, because they are not. Now, these people obviously had some deep inner feelings about her that she didn't know about until she got in that situation where she was about to ready to lose her life, which she did. But what I want you to think about is such a scary world out there. I want you to stop and think about who your friends are. Everybody that smiles in your face is not your friend. Remember that. Now, this girl, she was 25 years old. She was young. She had a whole life ahead of her. And it was all snuffed out in one weekend. Not even a weekend. I think it was a day. So sad. So I want you guys to stop and think about the things that you're doing, the people that you know, and realize, people are sometimes like little puppies. They think everybody loves them until you find out that they don't. A lot of people, jealousy is a bad thing, and usually jealousy is among women, not men as much as women. We'll see somebody that's pretty, has fine clothes, a good job, a good position, and we'll think, why don't I have that? I should have that. That's wrong thinking. That's wrong thinking. Excuse me, in my mouth there. But I want you to stop and think. Don't just take everybody as your friend, because everybody is not your friend. Everybody is not out for your good. My mother used to tell me, she said, everybody that smiles in your face is not your friend. Like this song said from a long time ago, they smile in your face and all the time they want to take your place, they're backstabbers. I think she had a lot of backstabbers. That people that were supposed to be her friends, that came to her house, that she went to school with. I don't know if they were in a sorority together or not, but they went to college together. And she really thought that these people loved her, that they wanted the best for her, like she wanted the best for them, probably. But now, she didn't tell her mother she was taking $17,000, I don't think, because she just said, oh, I'm going to a birthday party, in Cabo, Mexico. And she didn't tell her mother. And I don't think she told her mother that she paid the whole thing. She paid $10,000 for that villa. And if her mother had known these things, maybe she would have said, honey, why are you paying everything? Why don't they share this? Whose birthday is it? Why isn't everybody coming together? And I know she would have told her, don't take $17,000 with you. That's dangerous. You never know what can happen to you. And something did happen to her, but among her friends. And I know that's what hurts her mother and her father. They were supposed to be her friends. Like I say, be careful out there. It's a scary world out there. Everybody is not your friend. Some people want to take your place, and if they can't take your place, they're going to move you out of that place. Now, they moved her out. She's gone. But they're going to pay for that. The Bible says what you sow, you reap. Now, I'm a pastor. There's too many evil people walking the streets with smiles on their faces. You don't know who you're passing on the street. Could be a rapist, a murderer, white-collar crime, criminal. You don't know. So you have to be careful. Choose your friends wisely. There's a saying, that, I can't think of it now, but my mother always told me, skin don't make you kin. And that's true. Just because somebody is the same race as you doesn't mean that they like you or love you like you think they do. Usually black people, they call other black people my brothers, my sister. But my mother told me one time, she said, sometimes you'll find people outside of your race that are more family to you than those that are in your race. But she should have realized that really the best friend she had was her mother and her father. Families are the unit. God put family together to help each other. A family will always have your back. You may fight and argue when you're young and everything and not get to disagree with your parents, but in the end, it's that family that's going to stand by you. So I want you to remember, don't think you know everything growing up, because you don't. She was 25. She was still young. There was so much in the world that she did not know and understand, but she probably thought she did. That's the way young people do. They think they know it all by the time they hit 18. Nobody has to tell them. Nobody. They know everything. I remember my mother used to tell me certain things about friends, and I just think to myself, my mother's old, she doesn't understand. These are nice people, but she did. A lot of the friends she told me about ended up in prison or were shot and are dead now. And that could have been me if I hadn't listened to my mother. So young people and older people too. There's a lot of older people that are walking the streets, businessmen and women. You'd be surprised. Some of them are afraid too. A man's supposed to be strong. He's not supposed to show his fear. But let me tell you, a lot of men are afraid of what's going on. And they wonder, what can they do? How do they stay away from that so that they don't get trapped in these traps? The best way to do is to choose your friends wisely. Very wisely, because you never know what's out there. You never know. There's too many evil spirits disguised in human bodies, walking around that don't care about anybody but me, myself, and I. It always amazes me sometimes when I just watch TV shows how I would see the gangsters, they would be killing people. And then when the police caught them, they said, oh, don't hurt me. Oh, please don't hurt me. Don't shoot me. They're, it amazes me. They didn't worry about the person that they shot and killed. But see, it's me, myself, and I. I'm important. My body's important. What happens to me? Now, that friend of hers that was in that hotel with her, he didn't even stop to help her when they were beating her up. He was filming and saying, somebody was filming and saying, aren't you going to fight back? Aren't you going to fight back? And she said, no. Her father said she wasn't a fighter. She wasn't a fighter. So I just want to give my take on this. I think it has a lot of evilness. It has a lot to do with a lot of evilness, jealousy, envy. I think what she thought were her friends were really her enemies. What do they say? Keep your enemies close and your friends close and your enemies closer. She had enemies disguised as friends. That's what I think. That's my opinion. And I just want to get on here and say that. So I'm just telling you people right now, be careful out there. It's a scary world. Be careful who you take close to your heart and who you call friends. A friend should be a second self, someone just like you has the same love, compassion for things that you do. And a lot of times God gives us red flags. Sometimes your friends will say things and you think to yourself, I never knew she felt like that about that person. That's a red flag. You have to watch what people say, but also, more importantly, how they act. So I just want to put my little bit out there. I feel for her parents. They have my deepest sympathy. I did a blog talk radio program on this, but I just want to put it on YouTube too, because I feel it's very important for young people and for all people to be careful with your associations. Everybody's heart is not the same, and everybody doesn't love you. Everybody. But your family will always love you. Now, Shaquilla family will always love her. They will always miss her. So I just want you to be careful. This is Pastor Janet. Take care, you guys. Bye-bye now.